right. Another reason why we love living in hotels. It's this. Come take a look at this, guys. I get to change my view every morning if I want. It's incredible. And here we are. Infinity pool. Ocean. Tropical rainforest.
They're like trying to do the Venice Beach thing. That looks beautiful. They don't trust the tourists on real horses, so they gotta give them a pony. Tide just came in and they were laying on a blanket on the nice sand. Jeremy got stuck in the water. Oh, the tide's coming in. One thing I love about the beach in Costa Rica, it's so safe. So safe around here. There's nothing that can hurt you. I guess just pura vida, you know? Pura vida. Who cares? It's a road. Good B-roll right there.
Wow, Tamarindo with an I, has been so much fun.
We've really enjoyed our time here. It is super, super, super chill. There are a lot of benefits to that. A few things we've noticed. Number one, at the restaurant, the service is actually faster on average, I would say. And yes, the margaritas are here. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you. As I was saying, cheers to you.
They're full.
The service has tended to be faster than other South American countries we've been to. But
Yes.
I would also say with that, the food has been more expensive and less interesting or exquisite or complex than anywhere else. It's very pura vida. Everywhere you go, they say pura vida. We've had this conversation with you guys before. It's a very chill vibe. We have what we have. That's about it. My pura vida shirt?
Pura vida. Chill man.
Coming in. I got this shirt because people keep saying pura vida to me because I think I'm a rush kind of person. I'm like, let's order food, let's get the food, let's eat the food, let's go. Where's the check? Where is everyone? Like, not really, like I'm not rude about it, but I'm just like, the other day we were at a restaurant, they brought out Jeremy's chicken wrap 10 minutes or 15 minutes before they even checked back in to realize they hadn't brought out my food. And so by that time I was like, okay. We had waited like a half hour. They brought out a chicken wrap. 10 or 15 minutes later, I'm like, I still have no food. It's 2 o'clock now. We gotta go. And the guy's just like, pura vida, pura vida. I'm like, literally you have to wrap vegetables. It's not that hard, but
It's 45 minutes.
to wrap some vegetables. And he was like, pura vida, you know, and I feel like everyone's just,
easy.
and then I got this salad.
Take it easy, man.
And anyway, I won't go into the details, but pura vida means like pure life, which also means simple life,
AKA
easygoing life.
AKA take it easy.
Or sometimes I feel
Don't
like
worry about it.
don't give a bleep. I feel like sometimes people take it so far to translate it as, don't give a bleep. Who gives a bleep? Just chill.
That's our interpretation of it anyway. I know
As,
we're gonna get corrections in the comments, but that's how we've interpreted it as how we've
As high
experienced it.
achieving
Like,
Californians.
yeah, I ordered a drink and then the guy didn't bring it for 30 minutes. You're
He
like,
literally
okay,
didn't.
well, pura vida, man. And the money here is very pretty. It's like 675 to 1.
and so it's an interesting conversion rate. But we've experienced that, you know, a large majority of the establishments seem to be run by an American mindset. And so, you know, we see like, well, this is all in English, and they're playing English music, and they've, you know, very American style,
Lots of
everything.
expats.
So it's almost like a lot of the restaurants and businesses we're going into are owned by former people that lived in the United States or Australia or New Zealand, it seems. So the prices are expensive, but we are getting more of an expedited service as well, because more of a American thing is, you know, everything's fast and accessible. So that's been really interesting.
I found myself for the first time on our trip not wanting to go out to eat here though, because I feel like everywhere we go it's like very just kind of very basic.
Well,
the typical food for Costa Rica is rice and beans.
And
so start there.
It's the thing though that we talked about with the beach cities in LA,
Yeah.
which is they have the local beach. They don't need to have good food. It's just bar food to get you by. So that's pretty much what we've experienced, and we're, you know, we kind of settled on that fact of like, it doesn't matter where we're gonna go, it could have 5-star reviews, the food's gonna be mediocre compared to the food that we've had everywhere else. So this is not a foodie spot. We've had some good coffee in Tamarindo, comparatively speaking to Cocoa Beach, and we went to 4 beaches on this side, including Playa Hermosa, Playa de Coco, and then there's another one just south where we went to the adventure park, and they were all just bar food for the most part, convenience food. The taco place I enjoyed.
The taco place was nice.
I enjoyed, but
the worst salad of my life I had here in Costa Rica. Well, second worst. Actually, one of the worst salads of my life was in Hermosa Beach on a touristy place overlooking the water. I'm not
in California.
Mention the name. In
California,
California, where I'm from. I ordered a salad there one time, big mistake. It was mostly just wilted, like they forgot about it in the freezer drawer, you know? And they're like, can we defrost this and put it in a bowl? It was terrible. But worst salad of my experience in our time traveling so far has been here. I think that it is a lot of like people that always dreamed of living at the beach, like snowbirds. And this is the food that they envision when they go to the beach. It is very like pub, bar, maybe things that they'd be more used to having at home versus like a Michelin star or like really exquisite experience. It feels probably more comfortable to the people who are here.
Yeah, and if you want to come out on this side to Costa Rica, stay in Tamarindo, stay in Playa Hermosa, Playa de Coco, you're coming out for the beach, you're coming out to surf, you're coming out to do water activities. Tamarindo seems to have more than the others.
Totally.
Playa de Coco seems to be a little bit more of a budget-friendly partier crowd, and run by, you know, people that moved here in the 70s. So, in my opinion, you know, not to disrespect, but you know, it's just kind of what we've assessed. We were thinking about heading all the way down south. We did some research on Santa Teresa and some other places down south, and even doing the island down there, Tortuga. But we just went to the Rosario Islands, and we feel like that was a better deal for us. So if you're coming this way, you can make the trek. I think it's 4 hours down to Tortuga, or you could go over to access that point on the other sides, more conveniently located on inwardly, because they just come across the bay, so that's no problem there. There were a few other things that we looked at doing apart from the adventure pass that we did. Like, there's a cave that you can go to. There's the national park north of us that you can go to explore. But a lot of it's unpaved and uncharted, not accessible. They haven't really developed it out yet. I mean, even the road that our hotel's on, which is the nicest hotel, one of the nicest hotels here, is not even paved. There's huge potholes. And so it was funny, we joked about it often. The Avis driver said there's a off-road sensor that will go off every single time you drive off-road. And we've been to Costa Rica once before, and we're well aware that any road is considered off-road. It's like not what you would expect in terms of normal road conditions. I mean, in order to get to your hotel, we're driving through a half a mile of potholes.
Yeah.
You know, and we're trying our best to not destroy the car, but there's no off-road sensor, and there's no consideration of it being like you can't drive off-road. You're literally in Costa Rica. Everything is off-road
Yeah.
at some point somewhere. You know, we probably when it rained the other day drove through I don't know how many like flooded passes.
Oh my gosh, totally.
20 different flooded
Yeah.
roads or something.
Yeah, I would say it reminds me a lot of Hawaii, but it's much less expensive. So I think that's a big draw. It feels like island life, even though it isn't. And I would say actually the prices are pretty comparable to like Midwest prices, which I think for like Central America is actually more expensive, but compared to Hawaii is so inexpensive. So if you're looking for like a comparable vacation,
Yes.
I would say the monkeys here make it a slight upgrade from Hawaii in the animal kind of department, and there's a lot of sea turtles.
It's fun. And the birds, beautiful birds, wonderful birds. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
Birds that are only found here too. And the iguanas, you know, there's some new creatures. The butterflies are beautiful.
Hawaii has great sea turtles, but here they have like so many different kinds. It's incredible.
And the nesting and the breeding sites. You know, Hawaii's got a little bit, but they have huge ones here, and we hope to experience that before we leave. We've done a good bit of asking and research, so we're hoping to experience that.
Kind of in the off season for just got bit by a bug.
But if you're coming in and you want to save money, you want to go to a wonderful beachfront property, hang out on the beach, wonderful weather. It's okay if it rains. You get to surf, you get to jet ski, you get to catamaran, you get to snorkel. If you're looking for that, you will save money by coming to Costa Rica, in my opinion, over Hawaii.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Probably by half.
Yeah.
And you just have to be willing to pick the right spots to go to, and then you got to know you're going to go with, you know, maybe a mediocre food experience. You're going to have a little bit of difficulty with the travel, because the way literally you look at like some of the road signs and they say unmanned, unnamed road.
Yeah.
And you're like, who names a road unnamed road?
That's just lazy in my opinion, but
Yeah.
it's pura vida to them maybe, I don't know.
And the whole thing, you know, it's like if you can figure out how to get around and you can make your own way to the beach and you're okay with like okay food, then you'll have a fantastic time here. It'll be great. If you're looking for like a high-end experience, you're looking high luxury. I mean, there are some luxurious places here.
Not in Tamarindo.
Yeah, but when we were up by Playa Hermosa, the Four Seasons went there. They built the Arnold Palmer golf course, but it's only that place. Like
Right.
it's a one-stop shop destination. That's it. So if you want to go outside of it, you're gonna pay an arm and a leg to get a taxi right into town.
Yeah, they have an autograph collection. I think it's the Mangrove, and then they have Andas, and I think that's pretty much it. The Four Seasons, and they're all just in a little peninsula up there, which is wonderful. But they're like the only 5 stars in
It's
this
an hour
area.
from the town, like
Yeah.
an hour one way. So it's just not accessible to anything else.
Here,
so.
there's really no 5 stars, but I think there's a lot more established like infrastructure. There's actually like a post office here. There's like grocery stores and everything.
Yeah, and grocery stores, and so you can actually access other things if you need to. There's no problem doing a one-stop destination, but like if you fly in and you wanted to go to the Four Seasons north of Tamarindo by Playa Hermosa, what you're experiencing is you're flying into Liberia, or you're going to fly into maybe even one of the private airports. There's a couple, or you're flying into San Jose and you're making the 5.5-hour trek. Then you're going there, and then you're an hour from town.
Right.
So you just have to understand that. We didn't do that. We stayed in town so we could walk to stuff. But that's just, you know, part of the gig. Like if you go to Montego Bay in Jamaica, you're only there for the resorts. And so you go to the resort and that's it, and then you leave, you fly back out. That's, you know, what could be
you do.
considered here as well. There was a few that we saw on a beach that I can't remember.
Santa Teresa?
No, it was the Rio, both of the Rio properties, the Brew properties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's a 4-star and a 5-star, but they basically bought a whole cove and all the beach access, and they may be connected to the adventure park, and so it was like a one-stop shop. There was a water park there too, so interesting if you want to do that. Most people come and they go to Jaco, like 2 hours from San Jose, and then they fly back out.
And I would say that if you're coming, depending on what you want, I would actually recommend you split the trip between like a beach experience and more of a jungle experience. Obviously, we really loved the hot springs. I think they're beautiful, and we had a really good experience at the resort there.
Yeah.
I would say that's actually the best food that we've had is their like buffet resort food. And then I would say as well, you know, at the Springs Resort, the sushi was good, but again, we're struggling to find anything exceptional, and you'll find it wherever you go. Here they offer breakfast. The typical food is what they call it, or typical, and it's like rice mixed with beans with a fried plantain, some fresh fruit, maybe a piece of like bread or toast, and then an egg. And they're like, that's the typical food of Costa Rica, you know? And we're like, okay, this says something. There just isn't as much interest or intrigue in the development of it. There's a lot more interest and intrigue in relaxing, having a good day, just chilling.
Yeah, they haven't picked up the foodie vibes yet, you know, like some of the other countries, which is okay, but that's part of why we travel. We love food, so
Exactly.
that's a big part. Like the equation of the travel for us, food is not 10%.
It's like 30%.
You know, some budget travelers, food is like 10%, and the 90% is going to the beach. For us, like food is bigger, much bigger. So that's why we talked about the food so much.
Yeah.
But if you look at TripAdvisor on this side, it tells you to go back inland for some of the adventure, which is where we came from.
Right.
Like Ali mentioned, the volcanoes, Rio Celeste, you know, some of those other like cloud aerial bridges, cloud parks, the butterfly exhibits, the sloths, like all that's inland.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why we split up our trip this way. But
overall, though, I actually really love where we're staying. There's a lot of bugs here, a lot of bugs. So if you don't like bugs, just be aware. There's a lot of centipedes.
oh yeah,
There's a lot of
my
insects
gosh.
of every single kind. Beautiful butterflies, but if
yeah, we saw a huge toad. Literally a toad that was this big. It's the same size as the toad we saw at the adventure park in the container that they've been, you know, feeding
and caring for every day.
Yeah.
But the resort, you know, there's some things that are a little outdated or worn out, but the view is just incredible. Honestly, I would so recommend it just for that view and the infinity pool. It's like magical. I love being near the water. I love having a beautiful view. And it's pretty reasonably priced for that experience as compared to, especially coming from Beverly Hills or Los Angeles.
Right.
If you have a hotel like that, you know, it's $400 a night minimum, like
Right.
bare minimum, to not even look at the pool, to not have a balcony.
Yeah, and you know, we considered coming here the first time, and then obviously we came twice so far. And both times we got a car, and you have to have a car. If you're doing anything outside of San Jose, you have to have a car. If you somehow booked a multi-day excursion with a tour company, you can get away with not having a car. And if you are full of immense faith and money, you can pay for one-way transfers from one place to the next. But you're going to be so left out when you want to drive to go eat, when you want to drive to go to the restaurant, and you can't find a taxi anywhere because they are not readily available here, in my opinion. So you have to have a car. The car rental is super cheap, but they'll require that you buy the highest form of insurance, which is almost $20 or $30 a day.
Because they know there's no roads.
Because they know the roads suck and you're gonna have problems. We had a flat tire on this one, and we were able to fix it on our own. Some people can't. And you know, who knows what could happen when we leave. We have no idea. These cars, they just run into the ground. So you have to have a car, so you have to plan that whole thing. And even if the car rental place says it's at the airport, that doesn't mean it's at the airport. We're in Costa Rica, Pura Vida. That means you start at the airport and you go somewhere else.
And they got a shuttle for you.
Yeah, and then you end up, you know, get out first on the line, because if you got 6 people in your van, you're there for an hour, because they got to try to, you know, manipulate you into all these other sales. So you just got to keep that in mind. But they'll tell you, you know, you're the worst driver on the planet, and you're going to do everything wrong unless you pay for this amazing deal.
We got a lecture from our service guy. He was like telling us that we're young and we don't understand all the dangers, and we have to be told.
And we're not going to
"Look,
find
sir,
the gas station. And,
it is
you know.
doctor to you, Dr. Ali to you.
It's funny. They do everything they can to try to get their commission sale. It's pretty amazing. But there are some requirements, and so you end up paying for it.
But it's still less expensive. Like right here, if we were to just go to the waterfall for a day, Rio Celeste waterfall, which we drove by and just did the entrance fee of like $14 or whatever it was. $12. If you were to get a tour from here, the price is like $250.
Well, it's 160 a
300?
person or something, yeah.
And so at the end, to have a car, if you really want to have the full experience around
Yeah.
Costa Rica, you need to get the car, and it's actually going to save you money and time and energy and give you a lot more freedom.
Oh, totally. And one of the things that eats me up inside is being attached to a minivan with 25 other people, and I'm waiting for the slowest, you know. And
The
so
kid who has to
you
go
can
to the
only do
bathroom.
so many group tours in your life, you know. Like I've got a counter, and it's like 25 group tours that I can handle in my entire life. And when one of them's checked off, I can't do another, you know. Like it's full. So I got like 18 more, and that's it in my entire life, because it
Use them
takes
wisely.
away from so much of your enjoyment, in my opinion. You know, waiting for other people. So, would we recommend coming here? Absolutely. Costa Rica is phenomenal. It has so many benefits.
The coffee, the chocolate, the ecotourism.
The views, the
Beautiful.
weather,
Monkeys.
even the rain. When the rain comes in, it's such an experience.
The lightning storms.
Whole wave. Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. The toucans. This time we got to experience the toucans. They're breathtaking birds.
Yeah.
The monkeys are so fun. Yeah. We're obviously in front of Tamarindo Beach. The water's way back. It's super low right now. This water would literally be right behind us. So in a few hours, it's gonna move all the way in. Probably 100 yards. It's crazy how much it moved back. But great trip. What a great trip. What a amazing experience.
We've had a great time. It's such a special place, and we encourage you to check it out. Obviously, we do this so that we can give you a taste to find out if this would be a place that's a good match for what you're looking for when you travel, for the things that inspire you, for the things that you're attracted to. So we hope that this has given you some information so you can kind of better judge what's right for you. Some of you may
Yes.
feel like this is the best place ever, it's paradise. Some of you may feel like that's not for me. And we're just really enjoying being able to share that so that you can make a better informed decision. As you go
Yeah.
through our videos and watch where we travel, we want to take the time to share these things with you because we really care and we really want people to have good experiences traveling. But so much of that is finding the right fit for you, for your budget,
Right.
for the activities you enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think for Costa Rica, there's a lot of people where this is going to be a really good fit.
Yes,